See, a scene for you.
A scene for you.
A scene for you.
Yeah, I think I've already seen this scene. Listen, the homoeroticism on display is not lost on me.
Welcome to GVSV.
Welcome back to GVSV. This is Alex and Carl, and today, tell them what they've won, Carl.
Today, we get to watch our favorite squid. Watch Top Gun for the first time. Why is this important? Why should this be fun? Well, Alex served on a nuclear aircraft carrier. Below decks, for you Star Trek fans.
Yes.
And he's never watched Top Gun, and he doesn't have any real idea what happens on the flight deck.
No, I mean, so I am surface warship specialist qualified, and I definitely, at one point in time, did understand a little bit about what was going on outside of the engineering space. But the thing is that I probably went topside and watched flight ops less than a handful of times.
Okay.
And I mean, it was nice, outside, sun, the fresh smell of JP5 and jet exhaust fumes. But other than that, no. I mean, and then we had something called a Tiger Cruise. Did you guys? Okay.
Well, okay. So Tiger Cruise is when you're training up a crew for another ship. No.
No.
What is that?
No. Tiger Cruise is specifically when you're kind of done with the deployment, you're on your way back home, and you have the opportunity to kind of it's almost like parent-teacher night, where you can kind of have friends and family come onto the ship.
Oh, no.
And
it doesn't happen.
Yeah. So we pulled into port, and my parents and my sister came onto the ship with a whole bunch of however many other civilians, and then we went out to sea for not even, it was just, we just went out into the harbor for a couple hours. And during that time, there were all these presentations hey, don't you guys want to ride up in the the elevator, the aircraft elevator?
Yeah.
Don't you guys want to go up to the flight deck and watch a jet take off? Don't you? It was all of this random stuff. So I remember having my parents and my sister come out at the end of one of my deployments and just experience it, because I knew that if they didn't come out to see it, that would be the only time that they'd ever.
The only time they get to experience that.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you were on the Washington, and the Washington during your time of enlistment had two airframes on it, kind of doing the same work.
By airframe, you mean air wing?
No, airframe meaning aircraft.
Ah.
All right. So I was in the wing. So
Yes.
we don't refer to aircraft as aircraft or airplanes when we're talking about specific aircraft.
Yeah.
Like a type.
Yeah.
We're talking about an airframe.
Okay.
Right. So you had the F-14 Tomcat.
Okay.
On your ship.
Yeah.
All right. And then the other airframe that you had doing the similar work, and which eventually took over for the F-14, is the FA-18, the Hornet.
Okay.
And which became the Super Hornet. Not during your time, but so at some point in time in your career, you had both planes launching off the deck of the Washington. The first aircraft carrier we see here, and I think the only aircraft carrier we see here, is the Enterprise.
Yeah. Okay. CVN 65.
There we go. See, he knows stuff.
He knows stuff.
I didn't know 65.
Yeah. So the obviously ships designated by number.
Yep.
So first few letters are your class.
Yep.
So
Knew that much.
Yeah. I mean LHD, obviously. But CV was for carriers, and then CVN was for nuclear carriers.
Yeah.
And CVN 65, the Enterprise, was the first nuclear carrier. And then that was kind of they were getting the bugs worked out as far as that prototype design. And then by the time they actually came back with an actual nuclear carrier, that was CVN 68.
So it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
All right. For a gentleman like yourself, plenty of eye candy. All right. Not a ton of realism. All right. But
it's an 80s action flick.
It's an 80s action flick. a military action flick.
Yeah.
Some things you'd be like, oh yeah, I recognize that. Something you'd be like, what the fuck?
I
Either
mean,
way.
I mean, I'm pretty certain like the things that I'm already like thinking to myself, I'm like, I bet you I'm gonna see like sound powered phones, and I'm gonna see like yeah.
So here we go. Into the danger zone.
No.
Let's go.
Have you ever watched Archer?
No.
Okay. Everybody out there knows exactly what I'm laughing at inside my head. Jordan. Okay. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Jeremy Bruckheimer. That sounds so familiar.
Lots of great movies.
Yeah.
Action movies.
Yeah.
Gone in 60 Seconds?
No.
No?
No.
Nick Cage?
No.
Wow.
Listen, my fighter weapons school. Is this fictional or real?
Real.
Okay. Thought Walk Down? No.
No. A4 Intruder?
On the left?
Yeah, in the background.
Okay.
Coming up as a Tomcat. That steam is from the steam catapults.
Yeah, that's how they launch the planes, but they get their steam from the engineering space. So I used to know everything about that system because we had to make sure the steam header was at a certain pressure to fill up their accumulators. So then once their accumulators reached certain pressure, then they were able to like launch off the flight deck.
Could you hear them coming off the flight deck down in the engineering space?
Oh my God, you could feel them.
Okay.
You could feel them land.
That I bet. That
like the
on the LHD, I mean, you could hear the helicopters coming in and taking off, but feeling them, I mean, it's a soft landing.
No,
it's supposed to be.
I mean, it's a helicopter.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like these things, it's not so much the plane itself taking off, but it's the sound of the catapult vibrating through the ship. Because effectively, they're filling up the accumulator with steam and then releasing it all at once. And then the catapult will just like slam forward and then retract. And you can feel it vibrating through the ship. And then all of a sudden you'll hear that chain sound of like the catapult getting pulled back into place. Like
this song right here is by Kenny Loggins, Highway to the Danger Zone.
So the reason that I was laughing earlier was because it's a reoccurring joke in the animated series Archer. Because the main character is like absolutely in love with like all of this, like 80s films, and he's always making reference to the danger zone.
So like when this movie came out, very quickly after that came Top Gun the game.
Wait, for like
Nintendo or
like
Atari.
NES?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Did you have it?
Yeah, of course. Started my love affair with flying sims.
Oh, nice. So wait, how complex was an 80s flighting
complex.
sim? So pretty much just like pull up,
thrusts,
left, right.
left, right. Yeah. It's not complex.
Okay. So I'm looking at all the Skittles on the flight deck, and like white was medical, green was just general purpose, and then like purple was jet fuel, red was weapons.
So I don't know how on CVN it goes, but on like an LHD, white was safety, right? Yellow was like deck crew.
Yeah,
purple would be
purple
fuel.
purple
fuel
was
and like
JP5 for us.
No, they were fuelers. They also tied down the aircraft, the trains on helicopters once they got on deck.
Maybe.
All right. Brown was flight line.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Green was like airframes. I can't remember what avionics was. I think they might have been blue.
Roger, I've got radar contact. Mustang, this is Ghost Rider. Bogey heading 270. Are we supposed to have visitors today? Negative, sir.
So Angels 10 is an altitude.
Is the altitude?
Yes, 10,000 feet.
So what are the numbers on his radar indicate?
A BRA, basically. It's a bearing, altitude, and range.
Okay. So wait, did you see this in theaters?
Yeah.
So you were like, what, 6?
Yeah, man.
My God.
Yeah. Fucking love it. So those are not MiGs. Those are F5s. F5 Tigers.
Right.
Those are American aircraft. As per usual for old action military movies, they always used American aircraft as the evil communist Soviets.
Oh, okay.
Or whichever adversary MiGs are distinctly different aircraft.
So they're just standing in as Soviet aircraft?
Yes. The U.S. has used the F-5 for many years as aggressor aircraft.
Yeah.
All right, because you're not going to have access to like an actual MiG.
Yeah.
All right, but that's an aggressor aircraft standing in as a Soviet. But in this movie, that's an actual enemy aircraft.
In the narrative of this film.
In the narrative of this film, that's a MiG.
Okay.
I got him locked. Bingo. Mustang, this is Maverick. MiG-2 is headed home. All right, what's their position?
Oh my God, I forgot people could smoke on the ship.
Yep.
I heard stories from people on the ship. There was just like ash and like smoke built up on the walls like over years before it was discontinued.
Well, they had a smoke pit.
Oh no. Like yeah, they were still allowed to smoke in the smoke pit, but like there was a point in time where people were just smoking everywhere.
Yeah.
Maverick, get down here and get the hell off me. I can't shoot this son of a... Let's see if we can have a little fun with him. Is this your idea of fun, Mav? Greetings. Watch the birdie.
Polaroid.
Jeez, I cracked myself up. This is a great shot, Mav. I should be a photographer.
Panic attack?
Yep.
Okay.
So the enemy MiG had him locked up.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if he had the desire to shoot, he had the weapon solution to shoot.
Exactly.
And at that range, it's good night.
Cougar, we're running low on gas. We gotta get out of here. We're on vapor, Cougar.
Obviously, he's not going to make it. Increase the stakes, and we need to show empathy for the character by, like, look, he's got a wife and kid, so.
Maverick, you're at 3/4 of a mile. Call the ball.
So there are 4 cables stretched across the flight deck.
Yep.
And I think they're supposed to like aim for cable number 3. But if they land too early, they'll grab like, cable 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. If they just like this, if they land too late, they'll miss all 4. And then the thing is that as soon as they catch the cable, they have to turn on, I guess their thrust as hard as possible, because in the event that they miss all 4 cables, they have to take off again because it's a very short runway.
Yep. Super short. Yeah, F-14's a big jet.
But when I was on deployment, I think it was either 2004 maybe, we had a documentary crew on board, and one of our planes landed and the cable snapped.
Yeah, I've seen videos of that.
Yeah.
Cut a person in half.
It took out a few people. Did I never showed you this?
No.
It's on YouTube because there was a documentary crew on board.
Oh no, you showed me that, but I've seen videos of it.
Yeah.
Pull up, Cougar. Almost there.
Got a whole lot of PO going on here.
PO?
Pilot-induced oscillation.
Oh, okay. So in other words, he's just not holding steady.
Yeah.
Just eject. Just eject already. Come on, man overboard. It's only $1 million plane. Just
Million. It's like fucking 30 million.
Cougar, you should be in sickbay. What's on your mind?
So wait, is he the CO or the XO?
That's the CO.
Okay. But he was only wearing like commander rank insignia.
You could be the squadron commander.
Oh, I guess, yeah, that could be true. Because like even my department had its own like full bird captain.
What you should have done was land your plane. You don't own that plane, the taxpayers do. Son, your ego is writing checks your body can't cash.
He has a combat action ribbon on top.
What, he does?
Yeah.
What, all the way at the top?
All the way at the top is the combat action ribbon.
With the blue, white, red?
No, it's blue, yellow, and red.
You're lucky to be here.
I think the only one I recognize is the Ronald McDonald ribbon.
Yeah.
What is it with you? Be the best fighter pilot in Navy, sir. I'd like to bust your butt, but I can't. I gotta give you your dream shot. I'm gonna send you up against the best. You 2 characters are going to Top Gun. That is all. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
He had the door open, and all I could see was like the sound-powered phone and like the map of that deck. And I was sitting there, and I was like, "Oh,
I told you, you recognize some things.
No, but now they're not on the ship anymore."
Nope.
So wait, does that mean the rest of the movie just doesn't take place on the ship?
Watch the movie. That's spoiler from you.
Boo.
Riding down a frickin' runway. Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it's cinematic.
Top Gun was created to teach ACM, air combat maneuvering.
This gives me a hard on.
Is that Val Kilmer?
Don't tease me.
Gentlemen, you are the top 1% of all naval aviators. Best of the best.
That guy.
What guy?
Background. Here's Val Kilmer.
Every encounter is going to be much more difficult. We're going to teach you to fly the F-14 right to the edge of the envelope, faster than you've ever flown before. Civilians do that. We are the instruments of that policy. And although we're...
What are you doing?
Tip the spear.
Just wondering,
Best be sure.
who's the best?
You think your name's going to be on that plaque?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty arrogant, considering the company you're in. I like that in a pilot. Gentlemen, this school is about combat. There are no points for second place.
The plaque for the alternates is down in the ladies' room.
You ever go to the E Club?
Oh, I'm gonna say no.
Goose, even you could get laid in a place like this.
I mean,
Want to know who the best is? I'm Iceman. That's the way he flies, ice cold, no mistakes. Just wears you down. You get bored, frustrated, do something stupid, and he's got you. Hey, Slider.
Whose butt did you kiss to get in here, huh?
Well, the list is long.
Okay, well, so's my Johnson.
So you're flying with Iceman, huh?
It's Mr. Iceman to you.
Hey, Mother Goose, how's it going? Doing good? Congratulations on Top Gun. Say, you need any help? I heard that about you. You like to work alone.
Guess you guys are lucky and famous, huh?
No, you mean notorious. I'll see you later.
You can count on it. We're gonna have a good time.
Always.
so was the E Club open to civilians?
If they come in with like person who belongs there, or like a
Okay.
like so E Club and less the O clubs. Like this is the O Club, that's officers.
No, yeah, I understand that.
I went to the E Club less than a handful of times my entire time.
I think we had like an MWR sponsored like hangout place at our training command, but because it was almost like a college environment. I mean, they had a bar, but it was really more like a bowling alley. Like,
Oh really?
yeah, it wasn't really like a bar. And then like, I mean, the only other place I was stationed was Norfolk, and I mean, the base was huge. I don't know where half the things on that base were.
Sure.
It was pretty much like, here's the gate, and then like 5 miles away is like where your ship is parked.
I'm Charlotte Blackwood.
I'm Maverick.
You're a pilot. Well, Maverick. My friends just arrived, so it's been great talking to you.
I mean,
Listen, can I
obligatory
ask
female
you
love
a
interest,
personal
but
question?
I mean, the simple fact that the
depends.
flight school is right there. I mean, it's not the
Are
first
you,
pilot she's met.
good pilot?
No.
So
No.
she's just fucking with him.
I can hold
Great.
Need a beer.
I mean, the school is just a
Explain
small
that.
part of the entire airbase.
It's up though.
You know, so
I mean, is it though?
Slick.
I mean, and it's an
It
airbase,
is.
so there's
It is.
plenty of other pilots, anyways.
yeah, it's plenty squadrons.
Yeah.
Miramar was just not Top Gun. Yeah.
No.
I've got to be at work very early in the morning.
What are you doing?
Your friend was magnificent.
Nah.
You'll also be trained and evaluated by a few civilian specialists.
Civilian specialist. Let me guess. It's her.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, of course.
Call sign Charlie.
Yeah.
And she's also a civilian contractor, so you do not salute her. It's all yours, Charlie.
Thank you. Hello. We will be dealing with F5s and A4s as our mixed simulators. Excuse me, Lieutenant. Is there something wrong?
We happened to see a MiG-28 do a 4G negative dive. I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Lieutenant, I have top secret clearance.
Ah,
The
but need to
Pentagon
know.
sees to it that I know more than you. At what range?
No. About 2 meters.
Here's 1/2. I've got a great Polaroid of it. And he's right there. Must be 1
It was a
1/2.
nice picture.
So you're the one.
Yes, ma'am.
Look, Lieutenant, I'd just really like to hear about the MiG sometime.
We've got security clearance. You can read about it.
Love it.
Who was covering Cougar while you were showboating with this MiG?
Cougar was doing just fine. Uh-huh.
So in the previous sequence, they were using what in place of the MiG?
An F5.
And what are they using now as the...
I gotta see it. Looks like an avio jet. Like not even a military jet. I'd have to look it up. Well, it's obviously a military jet. It has a refueling probe on the side.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that close, maybe guns. You're not going to hit a missile shot. Missile doesn't have enough time for the warhead to activate. At that range, you're not taking a missile shot.
So what's minimum range to use
depending
missiles?
on the weapon, all right? But most dogfights are guns, all
Okay.
right? But those guys were like, what? Maybe 10 meters, 15 meters from each other?
Okay. I don't know anything about guns either, so.
Well, guns is just...
No, but I mean, like, the size of the bullet is based on caliber?
Yes.
And then, like, what caliber bullets would a jet fighter be using?
Depending on the jet fighter, anywhere between 15 to 25. The A-10 uses a 30 millimeter.
So the caliber is that the millimeter, the diameter of the bullet?
Yes, sir.
Get your butts above the hard deck and return to base immediately.
Yes, sir. Tower, this is Ghost Rider requesting a flyby.
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
But it's time to buzz the tower.
I have a picture of one of the jet fighters flying past the tower during the Tiger Cruise.
Okay.
Because
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, is that Val Kilmer on the left?
You guys really are cowboys.
What's your problem, Kazansky?
You're everyone's problem. I don't like you because you're dangerous.
That's right. I am dangerous.
I need to look up the fan fiction for this.
The what?
I need to look up fan fiction for this. Because I bet you there's all sorts of, like, enemies to lovers stories going on out
I'm
there.
sure there is. We will not be covering that.
Hey, I didn't. What?
I want somebody's butt. I want it now. I've had it.
So,
Damn it. I want some butts.
first class in his dress whites. But, like, why wearing your dress whites?
Look, they were taking off their flight equipment in a locker, which doesn't happen. Now they have, flight equipment in an entire shop that just maintains all the flight equipment.
Yeah. So, I mean, in other words, there was no reason to have guys standing around in towels.
No, there's no reason for those guys to still have, some of their life support shit within the locker room.
Yes.
I had the shot. There was no danger, so I took it.
You took it. Top Gun rules of engagement exist for your safety and for that of your team.
So what did he do wrong? I mean, besides the flyby. Like, he dropped below 10,000.
Yeah.
Number one, I guess I didn't catch that when it happens. And why was that a problem?
Because they set the hard deck minimum level of
engagement.
10,000 feet. You can't go below that.
Okay.
Right? Because at speeds, you lose 10,000 feet really freaking quick.
Okay.
All right. So you bleed off enough speed, you're low, there's mountains around.
Yes.
Dangerous.
Of course.
All right. It's a training exercise. So you're not going to have like a hard deck of 5,000 feet.
Okay.
Like in different. So say they weren't doing BFM, which is your basic fighter maneuvers.
Okay.
Right. Or they call it ACM here. Say they were doing like air to ground attack.
Okay.
You'd want to stay outside the range of certain weapons. So your hard deck might be 15,000 feet, 20,000 feet.
Oh, because
you want to stay
I guess surface to air. Okay. What's I guess, is there a maximum height that surface to air weapons can reach?
Depends on the surface air weapon.
Okay.
All right. Some are, none. They go higher than the aircraft.
So in other words, into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like an ICBM.
Exactly.
I don't think you're going to be shooting an airplane with an ICBM.
No, you're not. All right, but you have weapon systems like SA-10s, that's surface air missiles.
Okay.
Right? And they go up, hundreds of thousands of feet. You're not.
Yes.
You could get outside of their range like mileage, but not like overhead.
Okay.
Right. The radar is limited.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the
no,
weapon
because they're not mobile.
That's right.
But you are.
Yes.
So in other words, you can't get high enough, but you can get far enough.
Yes.
Okay.
Fun times.
Wouldn't let you in the academy because you're Duke Mitchell's kid.
Who's Duke Mitchell?
His father.
It's like every time we go up there, it's like you're flying against a ghost.
So wait, his father was a pilot?
Yep.
I think I missed that.
One of some notoriety.
Okay. Yeah. And that's the only reason he's not getting kicked out?
This is one of the reasons one of the reasons that he does get some leeway. right? And it's one of the reasons he flies the way he does, because he's like trying to fly out from underneath his father's shadow. You know, this famed aviator.
So, nepotism and
Not pure nepotism.
not pure nepotism, but I mean, I guess if he was anyone else's kid, he probably would have washed out by now.
Well, I mean, he had the skills to go through OCS, go through flight school.
Yeah.
You know, had this level to get assigned a freaking fighter jet.
Yeah.
All right. He had the skills to be even eligible for that program.
Yeah.
He's a skilled pilot.
Yes.
All right. But people let him slide because he's, you know,
Who he's related to.
who he's related to, and he's so fucking good. It's a combination of, if he was just fucking good, maybe it wouldn't happen as much.
Yeah.
But he's good with a, you know, father of notoriety who was a naval aviator.
Yes.
We don't date students.
So wash out.
It takes a lot more than just fancy flying.
Slider. You stink.
See, a scene for you.
A scene for you.
A scene for you.
Yeah, I think I've already seen this scene. Listen, the homoeroticism on display is not lost on me. See, volleyball is like the one sport that I don't mind playing, but because there's absolutely no physical contact.
Okay.
Also, why is he playing in jeans?
Who fucking knows?
Oh.
Can he just a date after this?
Or he didn't have anything else to change into?
Who knows?
Just one more game. That evens it up. Come on, we can take this, man. Sorry. You're sorry. Come on. For me?
Oh, yes, Californian smog.
Oh, wait, is that where Miramar is?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so...
Not in Florida.
No, I don't. Yeah, well, number one, I didn't know, but like closer to San Diego or closer to LA?
You know, I don't know.
Lieutenant. I'm hungry. The MiG. You were the only pilot who's been up against a MiG-28.
You always get what you want?
No, not always. Yeah, maybe.
Thanks about the MiG.
What happened to your father?
Well, that's a big mystery. He disappeared in an F4, November 5th, 1965.
F4 being the class of plane they were using as the MiG earlier?
No, F4 is a Phantom.
Hmm.
It's I think McDonnell Douglas manufactured that plane.
Okay.
Twin engine, fighter jet, Vietnam. Very loud, very dirty. Great fucking plane.
This is going to be complicated. Where are you going?
Flirting on the job?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't normally invite students to my house. But please understand, I still have a job to do.
I didn't even see them push an elevator button to begin with. I was like, are they even like moving?
I'm glad we got that straight.
I told her that you didn't even have a woman here.
Oh. So I'm guessing what, his wife and kid?
Mm-hmm.
Too much pathos. Makes me think Goose isn't long for this world.
Moment of choice. The F-14 is defensive. He has a chance to bug out right here.
So on the ship, I mean, you're obviously familiar with like decks versus levels, right? So you had the hangar bay, which kind of connected across the aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
And then the second deck, which was like the deck that actually connected like pretty much all the way across the ship.
Okay.
So That was where a lot of like just our general the cafeteria, the ship
Common
store,
spaces, yeah.
the common spaces, the it's medical, all the stuff that just kind of, and then everything that you needed to get to kind of connected off of the second deck.
Yeah.
But on the O3 level, above the hangar bay, you pretty much had the same thing, like a common deck that stretched the entire length of the ship, which was actually directly underneath the flight deck. So like their roof was the flight deck. So you would have all of these squadron spaces, these like briefing rooms, all of this officer country.
Yeah.
Where you had like nothing but like blue tile like through entire sections where it was like, okay, you know, all non-officers, like, you know, you're not even allowed to like step foot in here.
Jesus.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was life on the carrier. But like I just remember seeing like briefing rooms like this just littered throughout where you're just kind of like wandering by and you're like peek in and it's like, oh yeah, just a bunch of pilots just sitting around like getting briefed about like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're gonna do flight ops. Like,
Lieutenant!
I can't hear you.
Such a child.
of course. But that's gonna have to wait because this is the midpoint of the movie.
Okay.
And we're splitting this up into 2 parts so we can give our cameras a chance to cool in between episodes. And from everything that we've seen so far,
I mean, from everything we've seen so far, what do you think? I know that this type of movie is not your jam.
you know what? It kind of surprises me that it's yours because it, like, yeah, okay, fine. There are planes and there are like explosions, but at the end of the day, what I'm seeing is like a fucking rom-com, not a rom-com, but like it's a romance movie.
There's but lots of these movies that have all this military shit going on,
yeah,
there's a romance in it somewhere. It is.
So in other words, romance movies aren't romance movies as long as there's enough explosions to balance them out.
That's right. That's right. You have enough, you know, explosives and jet fuel, you'll be fine.
Now I'm thinking about like all the Michael Bay films. So the thing is, like, I've never watched Transformers, but I'm guessing like there's. I mean, is there also romance movies and like stories in there?
There absolutely are. Absolutely are.
So in other words,
100%.
So in other words, protagonist and female love interest, and then just the world blowing up around them.
You're ready for Hollywood, dude?
No, not even that. But it just seems like it's like, oh, you know, we can make watch Carl romances as long as there's enough explosions around.
Even I have a line, sir. You know, but you know, in every decent, there's no film out there that I could think of that doesn't have some sort of love interest. That was a great action film. I'm even thinking right now of Mad Max. You know, they're still like.
I didn't see it. Wait, the original with like
either or.
Yeah, I didn't.
Either or, they're maybe not a love interest, but like a relationship of sorts building between the two possibly at one point adversarial characters. Yeah, yeah. It's not like this where it's just a straight romance building.
Yeah,
but there's so many great freaking action movies that have a love interest in it that's kind of center to the story, or center adjacent.
So then I guess I know for Christmas we're gonna watch Die Hard, so I'm assuming there's also a
yes there is. Yes there is. I won't get into it. Refuse.
Okay. Well, if you guys are enjoying this react,
well, it's more react for you because I could probably.
No, I mean like
I could probably
quote this by heart. I will say the movie is enough. It's enough within pop culture that there are definitely a few lines here and there that I was just like, yeah, I've heard that, or like I've
heard that, yeah.
Or I've heard, or like the volleyball scene, like out of context, like here, look at these shirtless guys jumping around, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen the scene before.
Oh boy.
Well, no, but I mean not in an appropriate way. It was just like, hey, look, eye candy.
There you go.
Okay. So if you guys are interested in seeing part 2 or anything else that we've got coming down the pike, I know, later in December, we're going to be reacting to Die Hard.
the world's best Christmas movie.
And then coming through January, we're going to be doing a mix of pilot episodes. For January, we are going to be doing Star Trek Lower Decks, the Dune Prophecy series, Arcane, so all of these pilot episodes. And then after that's going to be Last of Us episode 1, and then Stranger Things episode 1. So that's going to take us out for all of January. And then, for February, we're looking to do a couple of movies. Red, White, and Royal Blue is going to be Valentine's Day. And then whatever gets the most engagement for January will be the series that we take up next after that. Okay?
Let's do it.
Help us do all the YouTube things. Like, comment, subscribe.
Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell perfect strangers.
I have told perfect strangers.
See, it works. The boys at GVSV are having a good time, and you're welcome to join us.
Join us in adventure. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.